In a small forgotten town, there was an old abandoned hotel known for its eerie reputation. No one dared to enter, especially the fourth floor. The locals warned that whoever spent the night in room 404 would never be the same. They said the room called to people, and once inside they could never escape, mentally or physically. One stormy evening, Ethan, a thrill-seeker and skeptic of the supernatural, decided to prove the town's legend wrong. "It's just a room," he laughed, dismissing the warnings from the old bartender at the inn. "People make up stories to scare themselves." Ignoring the old man's pleas, Ethan grabbed his flashlight and set off toward the decaying hotel, determined to spend the night in the infamous room 404. The hotel was worse than Ethan imagined. The air was thick, and the darkness seemed to swallow his flashlight beam. Dusty chandeliers hung lifeless, and long silent hallways stretched on forever. When Ethan reached the fourth floor, the atmosphere felt heavier, suffocating, as if the air itself didn't want him there. As he approached room 404, he heard something. A faint whisper, like a voice trapped behind the walls. He paused, listening. "Ethan," it whispered his name. Ethan's pulse quickened, but he told himself it was just his imagination. With trembling hands, he unlocked the door and stepped inside. The room was empty, dark, and cold, unnaturally cold. His breath formed visible puffs in the air, but despite the chill, sweat trickled down his spine. The whispers grew louder, coming from all directions. Ethan's heartbeat echoed in his ears as he scanned the room with his flashlight. "Ethan, you shouldn't have come!" The voice sounded clearer now, closer. He spun around, but no one was there. Panic began to set in. Hours passed, and the whispers never stopped. Ethan sat on the edge of the bed, feeling the weight of unseen eyes on him. He tried to leave, but when he reached the door, the knob wouldn't turn. The whispers turned into mocking laughter. Suddenly, the flashlight flickered and went out, plunging the room into complete darkness. That's when he saw it. A figure, barely visible in the shadows, standing in the corner of the room, watching him with hollow eyes. Ethan froze, paralyzed with fear. The figure slowly moved toward him, its form distorted, like a nightmare come to life. Desperate, Ethan screamed, but his voice echoed back at him, distorted and twisted. He stumbled backward, but the figure closed in. Cold hands gripped his shoulders, pulling him down into the bed. The room shifted, the walls seemed to close in, and the bed felt like quicksand, dragging him down into the darkness. The last thing he heard before everything went black was the voice. "You shouldn't have come. Now you belong to me." The next morning, the locals found Ethan's car parked outside the abandoned hotel, but there was no sign of him. The old bartender shook his head when he heard the news. "He's just like the others," he muttered. "Room 404 doesn't let go." A week later, a new rumor spread through the town. People claimed that if you stood outside the hotel at night, you could hear the whispers of the ones who entered room 404 and never left. Thank you for watching this terrifying tale. If you enjoyed the chills and thrills, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Your support helps me keep creating spine-tingling content just for you. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss a fright. Until next time, stay spooky and keep the lights on.